Okay, all. This is going to be a series of trainings on baseball rules for the Little League season. We're going to be sending this to both the umpires and the team managers and coaches on some of the most confusing rules or rules that situations happen that maybe we're not 100% convinced of. So we're going to be doing several of these. This is the first, and it's going to be just foul ball versus foul tip. So I'm going to share my screen so people can see the presentation. Okay. So as I said, we're going to be doing foul ball versus foul tip in this one. And okay, here we go. So we're just going to go this way. Okay. So first, let's just get to the definitions, because anytime that you have a question with a rule, getting to the definitions are always a great way to go. So these are the exact definitions. I am going to read them. Most of the presentation, I don't read language, but a couple definitions I will. Foul ball is a batted ball that settles in foul territory between home and first base, or between home and third base, or that bounds past first or third base in or over foul territory, or that first falls in foul territory beyond first or third base, or that while in or over foul territory touches the person of an umpire or player or an object foreign to the natural ground. So those words in red, we're going to get into a little bit more in the next slide, or one of the next slides. Foul tip now is something different. So it's a batted ball that goes sharp and direct. That's important. Sharp and direct from the bat to the catcher's hands and is legally caught. It is not a foul tip unless caught, and any foul tip that is caught is a strike and the ball is in play. It is not a catch if it is a rebound unless the ball has first touched the catcher's glove or hand. So we're going to get into a lot of that. We're going to digest this a little bit more because those are confusing definitions in some areas. So, what do the definitions? So, settles. So, remember in the foul ball definition, we had these words. Settles is nothing more than stop. It basically settles on the ground, and where does it stop after it's been rolling on the ground? Bounds is basically a ground ball. It's moving. It's hit the ground and it's moving and it continues to move. It's not in the air. Fall or lands is where a fly ball touches the ground, or touches is where is it touched by a fielder. So some of the things to really understand on the difference between these that we want to get over between a foul ball and a foul tip. For a foul ball, it's a dead ball. Foul tip, it's a live ball. So if it is a foul tip, it goes sharp and direct to the catcher's glove, and a runner was on first and stole second. That runner stays at second. They do not have to go back. Whereas if it's a foul ball back to the fence, they have to go back. So all runners must return in a foul ball. Runners can advance at their own risk. In a foul tip, the catcher, if he throws down to second base and they get that runner out, the runner's out. So on a foul ball, a strike one or strike two is added. So if they have zero strikes or one strike after the foul ball, you add one. But you never strike out on a foul ball unless it's a bunt. On a foul tip, it's always a strike. Whether you have zero strikes, one strike, or two strikes, you add a strike, including strike three. So they are out. So on a foul ball, first, if it first hits the batter, umpire, or ground, or any other part of the catcher, not gloves or hands. So if it hits any part of the catcher that's not their glove or either one of their hands of the catcher, it's a foul ball. If it hits the batter, umpire, or ground, foul ball. Foul tip, it has to first hit the catcher's hand. So remember the definition said catcher's hands. So that's their mitt, catcher's mitt, or their free hand. If it hits their free hand, the foul tip is still potentially in play. So it first hits the catcher's hands, does not subsequently hit the ground, batter, or umpire, and is caught by the catcher. So those three things has to first hit a catcher's hands, either the mitt or the free hand. It hits nothing else, does not hit the ground, does not hit the batter or the umpire, and is caught by the catcher. Notice it says nothing about hitting another part of the catcher. We'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, we're going to do a few scenarios here. All right, scenario one, batter swings and makes contact with the ball. the ball goes sharp and direct from the bat right into the catcher's mitt. So this is an easy one. That's a foul tip. Scenario two, batter swings and makes contact with the ball. The ball goes sharp and direct from the bat to the catcher's bare right hand, where the ball goes up in the air a bit, and then the catcher catches the ball in the mitt. The ball hits nothing else in this scenario. So remember, if we go back to the definition, that's a foul tip. It doesn't matter that the ball goes up in the air a bit. It hits it hit all of the criteria of this foul tip. It went sharp and direct to the catcher's hand and is legally caught. Now, it says nothing. If it was a rebound, it was still first touched by the catcher's glove. So that is a foul tip all day long. Scenario three, batter swings and makes contact with the ball. The ball goes sharp and direct from the bat to the catcher's chest protector and then is caught by the catcher in the mitt. The ball hits nothing else in this scenario. So it goes from the bat to the chest protector of the catcher. Does not hit any of the glove. Does not hit the glove or the hands. That's a foul ball in Little League. Now, if we're playing under Major League Baseball rules, that's actually different because they changed their rules. But in Little League, which we play under, that will be a foul ball. Scenario four, batter swings and makes contact with the ball. The ball goes sharp and direct from the bat to the umpire's chest protector and then is caught by the catcher in the mitt. The ball hits nothing else. Well, it looks like I gave the answer away in this one. I forgot to segregate this out. That's also a foul ball. So it hits the umpire. If the ball goes from the bat and hits the umpire first or the ground or the batter, automatically a foul ball. There's nothing else you need to worry about. The only time a foul tip comes into play is when the catcher is in play where it hits their hands first. All right, last scenario. Batter swings and makes contact with the ball. The ball goes sharp and direct from the bat to the catcher's mitt. Then the ball goes 10 feet up in the air after hitting just the mitt. The catcher stands up and then catches the ball in the mitt. The ball hits nothing else in this scenario. This is going to look very funky, no doubt about that. But it hit all the criteria, even though it looks funky and the catcher's standing up to catch the ball goes sky in the air 10 feet. It is still a foul tip because it went to sharp and direct to the catcher's glove, in this case, the mitt, and doesn't hit anything else and is legally caught. So when you look at the definition of foul tip, everything here makes the foul tip in play. So it's a foul tip. I'll leave on this note. I'm a Yankees fan, and a lot of times when listening to the Yankee game on the radio, John Sterling, who I love, will say Aaron Judge foul tips that ball to the net. Well, based on what we just learned today, that's not accurate. You can never foul tip a ball to the net. Why? Because in order for it to be a foul tip, it needs to have been legally caught. And you can't legally catch something if it goes to the net. So anytime you hear that, somebody say foul tip into the net, just know they are wrong. That should be a foul ball. So that's what we have for you today on this one. I appreciate it. And we are going to stop the recording and go to another topic. Thanks for listening.